Well, you say it's a new district, but it really isn't because we've played Westlaco. I think it's the last 2 years, right, in the playoffs. So, we know each other. We have plenty of film on each other and stuff. The only team that's new to our district is Westlaco East, right? But I know Coach Burgett back in the Donna days when we used to play each other and stuff. But no, but really, I could say it's really three teams because if you think about it, Los Fresnos, they got a new staff. They brought a new coordinator in, offense and defense. Mike took off to with the Brownsville Vets, so it's really going to be a new team. But it's going to be something that we've always tried to play the best at Harlingen High School, because again, it's just like Ric Flair says, man, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And again, also I have a saying I told the kids, guys, everybody wants to be the beast until you have to face the beast. So that's why in the past, from mentors of mine, Patrick Dowling, who was at McAllen and went to Katy, he basically was the main guy, solidified reassured my thinking that, hey man, in order to become immune to the big stage, you have to, play in the big stage early on and maybe get tossed around a little bit because honestly, we expect to win every game. We expect to win. Now, you can ask any of my players, do I preach winning? The answer is no. I never preach win. Everything is really simple. Do your job, But even at that, be the best person, be the best student, then be the best athlete in that progression. But the thing at Harlingen is we just emphasizing outworking our opponent, and that's done through the off season. So, of course, the off season, once these kids survive, they come into the summertime, and that's really where every coach in America is really kind of keeping their fingers crossed. Hopefully, these kids are making the right decisions on their own, and a lot of that's going to fall back on what kind of character these kids possess. But again, at Harlingen, we're always going to try and instill great quality habits for these kids, and let those habits carry over into the summertime, and make these kids be productive at home in the community. So once July 5th come around here, which when we start our strength and conditioning, we'll kind of like re-emphasize certain things and just get them back on track. And because again, if you guys want to come pay us a visit July 5th, which is the day after 4th of July, we'll have about over 200 kids out there running around and stuff. And basically what we start doing is we start the word is acclimating these kids with this weather. So we basically take our weight room from the outside and take it outside, and it's a fun time, man. It's a lot of work, but at the same time, it's what Cardinal football is all about, is trying to take it to another level. Our first game, is going to be against Mission Veterans. Coach Gilpin, he actually called me, I think it was 2 years ago. He goes, Coach, this play. It's like, man, I can't because I already had a prior engagement with Reagan. But then when it came around, I'm not sure if he called me or I called him, and then he was like, yeah, let's do it. They had just, taken that journey to Odessa Permian, so I'm sure they were glad to just stay in the valley. But it'll be the first game ever at Bogus Stadium on a Thursday night. So we'll be playing those guys Thursday night. Where's my schedule? August the 25th, to be exact. And then the following week we'll play Laredo United South. I really kind of love the way Laredo United South plays, man. They play a lot like us, because I saw them play when I saw the McAllen Memorial film. So watching these guys play, like, man, these guys are like a lot like us. They're aggressive. They're a downhill team. And I said, you know what? I'm going to call Coach Salina, see if they would like to play us. And sure enough, they said yes. So that's going to be a pretty physical battle. And then week 3 is against San Antonio Reagan. I felt that we should have won that game last year, man. So, and then of course he calls me as soon as his quarterback leaves the IMG. He calls me because Lake Travis wanted to play him. So I guess Coach Wetzel was like, who do I play, Lake Travis or Harlingen? So of course, he jumped on that. So I'm glad that Coach Wetzel decided to play us again, which is going to be week 3. So that's going to be it's going to be a fun schedule for sure.
So, when you look at your team, I mean, I know it's early and we haven't even got to 2 days, but is this team, can it be as good as last year's team?
No, for sure. A lot of these kids, again, were juniors, and it's like anything, man. You go down a road or you experience something as an adult, you know that, I'm ready for that if it ever does happen in a marriage or whatever the situation is. So a lot of these kids have been battle tested. It's the word that I like to use. People say experience, yeah, experience, but I like to use battle tested because uh, Friday night football is not Thursday night football. Believe me, man, it's night and day. Anytime you can throw a kid in the fire on a Friday night in front of, for one, we play in front of a big crowd every week. It does this to these kids' eyes, and that's nothing better to see as a coach, because when I see their eyes this big, it puts a smile on my face. Like, man, these kids are ready. Because I remember being in their shoes. My first varsity game ever playing was against Wesco High, and I remember running down the kickoff team. I was like, man, this is what it's all about, and that's the same thing that happens for these kids. So all those kids experience that, and now it's kind of like they shaking off like they become immune to the big stage. Now it's about, you know what? Let's chase down that 2011 team. Because everybody that comes to this program, they want to be the best ever. But I tell them really simple. After every workout, that ain't it, fellas. That workout that we have today, I remind them every single day. You guys want to be the best? That ain't it. And that's one thing we emphasize here. Going back to your previous question, why is it that we're successful every day, or every year? It's because we emphasize having perfect effort. We all know that there's only one perfect person in this world. We understand that. We emphasize that here at Harlingen, but we also emphasize, but we can't have perfect effort, man. And that's one thing I tell them every single day. You know what, guys? That effort right there, that 2011, it ain't it. So it's just kind of like being a thorn in their side, and that's what basically I love to do. I love to be that rock in your shoe to these kids, and make them understand that, look, we got to keep grinding. If you want to be the best, we have to keep working, because again, I'm not just going to be patting these kids on the back, man. And then after a while, that patting the back turns into a massage, and it starts to feel good. And none of that's not what I'm all about. I want to make the comfortable uncomfortable for these kids, but at the same time, make the uncomfortable comfortable at times. But again, be real about it. Have purpose in what you're telling these kids, because whatever you feed these kids, they're gonna digest it. So if you're feeding them nothing but MF and all this and all that in practice, that's what they're gonna become when it's all said and done. And I don't believe in that. I don't cuss at the kids. I used to, believe me. It's been a process, but the man upstairs has been working with me too as well. And certain things in life that have changed, and that's one thing that here at Harlingen High School, we just provide purpose to their small vision that they have, and when it's all said and done, that little small vision eventually turns into something bright, and that's why those 5'7" kids play like they're 6'2", and we're gonna continue to embrace that and continue to do that, and hopefully have some success. And I feel that at Harlingen High School, we're gonna be successful every single year, because of the culture that we've had, that we've turned around over the years here, and it's a fun atmosphere, man. It's not like, oh my God, what do I have to do today? It's like, hey, what did we get to do today to coach? It's a different mentality, which makes it fun, and I'm just definitely excited and blessed to be the head coach of this program. So, I guess next question.